Okay, everyone. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Just getting everything together to head out and all the other awesome stuff. So, what's up, Mock? Hope you're having a wonderful day. I mean, I know you are because I was just talking to you in Discord, but so let's peek up here. Let's see what the temperature is today. Current temperature is 46 degrees or 8C. We have a big kind of chemtrail there, kind of a foggy day. Well, I guess I can't say foggy, we'll say overcast type day. So thank you for the lemon, Mock. Yeah. Oh. Uh-huh. Hold on, Lisa's telling me a funny story about Sylvia getting out today. We didn't even notice. Is voice working? Absolutely, voice is working. Where'd she get out? Typical spot?
No, that's the problem.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Lisa. We've discovered that Sylvia was out. That she had decided to let herself out of the cage. So let's figure out where she was going to.
It's lost, but the brown card right there. Oh, footprints.
Yeah, she didn't.
It's like this family circus one where you have the connected dots to all the parts, and you're finding out where the kid is going. So here she comes.
See footprints, piggy prints. I see some more piggy prints. Following the piggy prints. Those are duck prints. Do you see any piggy print? Oh, yep, I see piggy prints.
Oh yeah, they came this way. That's a deer, I think. That one.
Oh dear. Voice is working from YouTube, Mark. So I know it's working for. It's working for DLive and YouTube. She didn't come from that way.
Yes, she did, because
I know
this is the trail. Look, see it dipping down.
You guys can see piggy. We're exploring piggy prints right now.
That's why I lost it, but it kind of looks like.
Okay, well, let's keep.
Those are my footprints, but
we're gonna walk into the weeds and see if we can find any more piggy footprints. That looks like a piggy footprint. Those like
came this way.
Yep.
Yep.
They are. Which ones were you looking at? Those are a metal pipe. They're an old pool. So. No, I'm seeing if is there piggy prints back here? I can't quite tell if those are piggy prints back here. So we're bushwhacking it. Those kind of look like piggy prints. Let's do a little bit more bushwhacking through the woods. Just if you guys want to see what it looks like on my end, because I know you guys can't quite tell. Like when I say we're bushwhacking through the woods, like we're literally bushwhacking through the woods. I could crawl at Sylvia's level, but I'm not going to. I still see some piggy prints, so I'm guessing she went this way. It's where she was. We're trying to figure out how she got. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, they were trying to figure out where she got out at, because she didn't get all the way out, but she was out. Lisa said she was feeding everyone, and while she was feeding everyone, she walked into the barn. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This I would say that the fence rolled up like that kind of has that feel, and the fence pulled out that way kind of has that feel of something a pig would do. So that I think we figured out where Sylvia. So we're gonna have to jump in there. I might actually just scoot around, get this established over here. Oh, you guys, look. You guys aren't familiar with these? These are puffballs. They're really cool mushrooms. Let's see if I can do it without getting too much. Puffballs. So. Okay, so we need to get over there and pull this fence back, because that's the new priority right now, is to fix the fence while she's eating. So we're gonna go back. Okay. Well, you can see that she was customizing the fence for us. Okay. Well, good news is I figured out what's been going on. Bad news is it's going to take a minute to figure out how to fix that. But we figured it out. So I'm going to set you guys here for just a minute, and I am going to go over there and I am going to fix that fence the most redneck, jerry-rigged way possible. Because why not, right guys? Why not? So what she did, guys, is she actually went up and she went through this way. So we are going to address that another way. By the way, if you ever want to know what a pig does to a cattle fence when they don't like it, this is what they do. She does a really good job of making it not be a fence anymore. So right there is where it edges. So we're just gonna, I wonder if I can do this. Oh, I can. Awesome. This actually might be easier than I think it was going to be, which is good. I'm happy that this is going to ultimately turn out to be easier than I expected. So I'm going to move you guys back just a little bit further so you guys can see things a little bit better. She did probably feel offensive. You're right. I mean, Sylvia's not a big fan of. She's not a big fan of fences. Yeah. She definitely doesn't respect borders. So Yeah, I don't think this pole's not going to do any good here, so we'll take this pole out. Sorry, I'm talking, guys, but I am thinking right now, and thinking and talking when it comes to fence construction sometimes doesn't work because I gotta think like a pig and what she would do if she was trying to get out, how I can slow down her ability to push out of the fence. The good news is there's a double fence here. So like a double rainbow, it's a double fence. And so it should. Downfall is how messed up this fence is. It's going to be hard to get it into where I want it to go. I think this is working. I think we're good. Yeah, okay, Mock or whoever, see this thing? She will pick these up and she will throw them out of the way. This is one of the downfalls to having pigs that live a long life and you have for a while is they learn mostly by watching you. I watched you is how they learn how to do all the crazy pig stuff that they do. I learned it by watching you. Because she'll sit in there and watch me do things. It's funny, if you drop a hammer, she picks up a hammer. I have to do it one day. I have to show you. She'll pick up a hammer and start like taking it and trying to knock on things with it. Yes, voice is working from whatever that one is as well. I'm not sure what channel is that you're asking, because voice seems to be working very well from everywhere. I think I'm going to need to address the way the other comments are coming in, because it says watch past videos, but I mean, I guess it doesn't. It's just letting me know. You guys can see this. You guys can see what's coming up, and that's really all that's important. I know where my past videos are being streamed at. Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing, and we're gonna call this good enough, because that's usually how I do things. You know, most people, why do things perfect when you can do them good enough, so that tomorrow I can be like, why did I not do that right? But good enough. So don't want to leave this in here. We'll put this over there, and we're gonna pick you guys up, and we're going that way. Yeah, I think voice is working from just about everywhere, would be my guess. Yeah, I know, Mock. The problem is if I wire twist it too much, she grabs it and then she kind of rips it out, and then she'll rip out the other fence behind it. And I kind of don't want her to do that. And I need to come up here and kind of fix this, but I think this will slow her down. I put a couple twists right there. We're gonna call it good enough. How about that? We're gonna call it good enough. Now, let's I want to walk through the mud over there. Let's just get out over here. We're gonna climb out over here. So this does a pretty good job. See how I have this marker, this kind of barrier. To her, that feels like mostly, you can see over there, she doesn't really care. But in most places, it feels like a solid barrier to her. So she does a pretty good job of not pushing it down. Okay. Well, we were going to talk about summer solstice today, but right now we're just dealing with pigs. So, okay. Let's get some, we need to get some water for Lisa. That means I have to rip the extension cord, so. I could, if Sylvia didn't like to grab the top of wooden planks and rip them down. So, yeah, I found it. She went between the two fence lines. She went between the two fence lines and pushed between the pine trees. Oh yeah, I see her. I saw her piggy prints and saw where she rolled back the fence. So, I'm gonna grab an extension cord now. Okay. So, mud season. Mud season. Downfall to mud season is trying to address that. So, okay, extension cord. That's what we're getting, right? Extension cord. I'm pretty sure that's what we were established. We were at the extension cord, gonna get it so I can get some water and such for Lisa. So that's what we're doing. You going for a walk? Okay. Where is the extension cord? Grabbing the extension cord, guys. Yeah, I'll get it in just a little bit. I need to get the extension cord to get water, then I'll come back and get that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Got the extension cord. And I do have my glasses on, but I can't stream from my glasses, but I can hear when people talk from the glasses. So, okay. Well, we got a... Sorry, guys. Getting this set up, and then we'll rain. Anyways, so it's winter solstice. I'm going to wish everybody a happy winter solstice. Longest night of the year. One of them. Technically, we've got a couple long nights. But tonight is actually the longest night of the year. Or you could say the shortest day of the year, if you want to look at it like that. I like night, so I got no problem with it being the longest night of the year. We're looking at the Yule log. This is if you were... Yes? Just set it right over there for a bit. I need to toss it in for Sylvia. Okay, well then just set it either on top of the chickens right there or right near them someplace. Unless you need me to get it from you if you can't find a place to set it down. Perfect. Thank you, Joe. So she was bringing me a pumpkin, for those that are wondering. A old squishy pumpkin. So Yule log, if you grew up in a Nordic country, and what the Yule log was usually oak. I actually looked this up. Yule log was usually oak, and it was a nice hardy log. It was the first, and it was the first. It's the last and the first log of the year. Really, you want it to be your best log. And I looked, and the idea is you want it to smolder for 12 days. And the idea you wanted to smolter for 12 days is you wanted to, the idea was you were smoldering it, you were having it sit there and smolter and stay in your fire for 1 day for every month. I thought that was pretty interesting. So you get your best log, oak log, which was kind of the body of the gods. And it was there to show protection and favor, and to show that the gods had you in favor. So it was in favor. It was also practiced because it was the rebirth of the sun. So because, starting in a few days, so the sun, for 3 days in the northern hemisphere, for roughly 3 days, the sun doesn't hardly move. If you would watch the sun as it does its sun thing, which you can't even see me. I don't know why I got that really pointed at the wrong direction. Messed that one up. So for 3 days, you have the sun that pretty much looks like it rises and sets almost exactly in the same spot. For me, the sun is a very shallow arc. So, because the sun, see if we can peek over it and I can show you guys, if you guys can see it from this angle. Okay, so those trees right there, those pine trees right there, the sun through most of where I live. So the sun usually, there's those far pine trees in the distance. The sun throughout the course of the year dances between those grouping of trees where I live. And there is a gap. There's a gap, and then there's another set of trees right here. Right now, the sun is right here in this throughout the course of the summer, and it'll come all the way over here, and this will be the peak of summer, and this is the peak of winter, and then that gap is like spring. But for the next few days, you will not see, if I was up to see the sun appearing, you would notice that it doesn't look like it moves. So we'll have the rebirth of the sun around the same time as Christmas. So one of the stories that leads to Christmas. The other holiday that people tend to forget that today is today is also Saturnalia. Yeah, Saturnalia. So it's the worship of Saturn, which is a very interesting holiday if you're not familiar with the worship of Saturn. In Saturnalia, and whatever, this day, the Saturn day. We're just gonna call it Saturn day because my words are not working for me today. Hold on. That was an absolute fail. You guys will probably get a kick out of what I just did, so I'm going to show you. So in in Saturn Day, no, not Saturday. But anyways, the worship of Saturn. You didn't work during these times. This was a time of rest. Here's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this chunk of ice out of here because Sylvia's telling me that she doesn't like that there's a big chunk of ice. Maybe she'll help. Sylvia, help me with that big chunk of ice. Is it crunchy good ice? Yeah. So you didn't work, and it was also the time when you got to practice different types of how to put this? You didn't have to act with societal norms. You were able to break it was easier to break societal norms during this week of worshiping Saturn. Yeah, I'm not breaking that. So it's just gonna stay there. There's just gonna be a chunk of ice on top of Sylvia's thing. We're just gonna deal with that. We're just gonna say that that's how it's going to live. You go take Lisa some of that water. So also, if you're Wiccan or you practice the wheel of the earth wheel, I was going to talk about that mistletoes next. In the earth wheel, mistletoe and holly and evergreen. And so if you're Druid, if you're Celtic, if you're Wiccan, or you just follow the wheel of earth, they all of those had healing properties, ways to remind you that things were going to get better, remind you that green is just around the horizon. And so the Druids would regularly have mistletoe, and they'd hang things up, and there would be, you'd get a kiss under the mistletoe. Part of the reason is the kiss was to exchange life energy with another person. And also it was just another nice thing for, let's just be honest, it was probably invented by a man who wanted to kiss as many women as he could. So, he made sure he put mistletoe around. Here's one, Lisa. So, okay, that's funny, Mark. I find that really humorous. I used to always have mistletoe hanging in the entranceway of my doors and all of my houses that I've ever lived in, or doors that I would live. Like I used to hang it in the passenger seat of my car. Why not? I was whatever reason you could come up with mistletoe. So also this time of year is for remembrance. This is when we're supposed to remember our ancestors. It's the last, to most people, I unplugged it. To most people, this was the last day of the year, because once the sun's reborn, that's the year is reborn. So hope is on the horizon. And so you would think about the things that you lost, the people that are gone. You would give yourself some time to reflect on them, about their lives, maybe give thanks to them being in your life. This includes pets, animals, people, loved ones, things of that sort. It's also a lot of cultures. Was also a very quiet time, a lot of reflection, a lot of thinking about the past, and also thinking about the future, and grateful of what you had, and grateful of what to come, and have a positive outlook, knowing that next year things were going to be better. Because why not? If you planned well, if you grew better crops, if you kept your seeds, if you planned well, you have a good strong fire and a good meal in your belly, and next year is going to be better. And so you would pray to the gods, or you would pray to the ether, or you would talk to the spirits and thank them, and hopes that they blessed you for next year and that things were going to get better. Also a time of storytelling. This was a time when a lot of different cultures would get together to share meals, to share fires, to share time. And this is when stories would be told. So in the Druids, in the Native Americans, and a lot of the other cultures, you would be storytelling. And storytelling was a good time to keep your family history. Any family lore that you wanted to share, you would be sharing during these times. There's a lot of drinking too, a lot of merriment. Sylvia's making interesting noises. So there was that. There's something else. Let me look at my cheat sheet. Oh, a lot of personal reflection. I think we talked a little bit about reflection, but this is when you had a lot of personal reflection. When you looked at your life, you addressed where you were at, what you've done, who you've become, and you looked at it and said, are you proud of who you are, or is things need to change? This is kind of the background and kind of the basis to thing you do during New Year's. Yeah, but the word is slipping my mind for a minute. New Year's resolutions. There we go. This is kind of where you had New Year's resolutions. You look back and you're like, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to better myself? What cool thing am I going to do next year? This is kind of the base of that. It's interesting when you think about, especially in Western cultures, how much we are a blend of a lot of different cultures blended together. And the practices that each of us practice, while some of them are the same and some of them are different, they usually have roots in a large variety of things in the past, from hanging holly on our trees, to having Christmas trees, to giving gifts, to reflection, to why we have meals together, to why we practice different types of fellowship. It's all extremely interesting on why we do it and what cultural influence is. A lot of people don't think about that. And I try to ponder this often because I am always trying to figure out ways to create more celebration in life, more ceremony, more traditions, more ways to reconnect with a culture, to create a new culture, to have just reasons to have fellowship with other humans, because we often, in this digital world, in this fast-paced digital world, we often don't spend enough time with our friends, with our family. We always figure out ways to justify why we're busy, or we can't do this, or we can't do that. And I think that is to our detriment. So, especially with the technology that we have today, we should be able to be spending more time. Our technology should make life easier. Our technology should make it easier for us to interact with other folks. But it doesn't seem to always be that way. Let's go check on Lisa. Let's go see what she's doing. Sylvia is out and about looking at, I don't know if we can see her, or if you guys can see her from here, but she's right back there. She was just inspecting my handiwork, trying to see if I did a good job of fixing the fence, putting it back together. I think if she decided that I have, which is good. Hopefully that means she's not going to try to bust out again and tell her that she needs more food. Because usually when she busts out this time of year, it's because she's saying, we need more food. You did not feed us enough. It's winter's coming, and it's going to be cold and snowy, and I need to get fat layers on my piggy body. That's what I know she's saying. I'm fluent in pig. So one of the many things that I'm fluent in: pig, chicken. I don't know, cat's a little complicated because sometimes they purposely try to trick you and they say one thing and they mean something else. I mean, it's probably why women love cats. But I'm pretty good at bee too. Pretty good at translating and understanding honeybee. Let's go see we'll peek in here and see what Lisa's doing. Miss Lisa? Oh, by the way, guys, you want to see one of Lisa's? So if you see the pink hat that Lisa's wearing, that's the hat that she's recently made. It's got a cool flower on it. When she turns around, you can see the cool flower the cool leather flower that she...
It was a happy accident. Well, it was a happy accident.
Happy accident. Yeah, there's a cool flower that Lisa has. So... By the way, guys, that is the place. If you want to come hang out with us during the day when I'm not streaming, me and Mark and everybody else, that's usually kind of where we're hanging out doing our thing, just saving the world, fixing things, having intelligent conversations, having not intelligent conversations. We have a lot of those there as well. If you guys want to come hang out, join us. We talk about a little bit of everything. So, oh, I was supposed to ask Lisa if she needs some more water. Lisa, do you need me to get you some more water? Are we good right now?
I do need one more water. Well, yeah, because I gotta go up and grab.
Okay, so she's gonna need some more water. Okay, so let's go get her some more water. I've got my back, like walking through those pine trees, I've got like pine needles and everything just down the back. Joe and are we going into town in a little bit? Yeah, I'm fine. I fixed it, so. Okay. Plans. Always have to plan to go into town. That's the one thing I want to warn people about homesteading, farming, gardening when you have big animals or when you have animals in general. It gets harder and harder to get away from the farm. A lot of times, though, we don't really want to go anywhere. But most of the time, me and Lisa both don't get to leave at the same time. So luckily, there should be enough people here, so it should not be a big deal. We should both be able to leave. But I want people to keep that in mind. It's one thing that people often don't think about when it comes to farming, homesteading, ranching, that kind of stuff, is the fact that sometimes it just doesn't make sense to leave or for everyone to leave. You have a lot of responsibilities, and well, you don't want a 600-pound pig running through the neighborhood, running over at the neighbor's house and eating their trash, or just hanging out and doing things that you don't want them to do. So yeah, we're gonna get some more water. Yeah, if you can tell, I'm absolutely just rambling today. It is an absolute ramble day. I got frustrated earlier today. I was working on some programs on the computer, everything. I was hoping to get some stuff. I was trying out some new experiments of stuff. I was trying to work on making a AI bot with this website called like make.com, or a Twitter bot, and for the life of me, and it's easy, like it's supposed to be like simple crap, and I for the life of me could not figure it out. And it was irritating me, and I was irritated, and I tried it way past my point of wanting to be done with it. I'd had to work past 3 times where my ADD was kicking in and saying, nope, we're done. And I'm like, no, deep breath, we're gonna work past this, it's gonna work. I'm just not doing something right. But alas, it did not work. So, I mean, not that I needed an AI Twitter bot or anything. It's just something I didn't know how to do, and I thought it'd be cool to learn on how to do. So maybe in the future I'll try it again. So I was frustrated with that, and also it doesn't help. It's another one of those days where there's just that little twinge of a headache right there in the back of my head. It's this weather changing. It's this stupid weather swapping. It was nice and cold yesterday, and now it's a little bit warmer today. And when the weather does these crazy flip-flops, the barometric pressure in my body is just like, nope. No. Don't like this crazy weather swapping. So, always fun dealing with that. And for most of you guys know that I rarely take medicine for headaches, mostly because it doesn't work. 2, I just don't really want to screw up my kidneys, but mostly because it just doesn't work. I hate taking pills in the first place, and I absolutely hate taking pills that don't work. And since I'm already taking like a morning vitamin and and some CoQ10, which by the way, you should take CoQ10, and some fish oil, omega-3s, I believe. Since I'm already taking all those pills throughout the course of the day, which by the way, it's like 3 or 4, but since I'm already taking all of those, taking an extra aspirin in the day just sounds like so much more additional work and yuck.
So if I needed some for out there,
yeah,
is it still hooked up?
Yeah, it's still hooked up. So So what kind of things, guys? Again, this one's just on the cusp, you know, just shoot from the hip. What kind of streams would you guys like me to do next year? What things would you like me to talk about? Would you like me to get passionate about and get in your face and tell you what you should and shouldn't do and how you should and shouldn't be away, or how I can fix things, or how you should fix things, or how we're all going to save the world, or how everything is just going to be better? What kind of things would you like to talk about? So if you get on the Discord, let me know in the Discord, because I am trying to organize, want to start being more active on all of the social medias next year, and just learning how to make that more. I want to be entertaining and educational. You know, I know some of you just don't mind walking around with me as I ramble on about the shit I ramble on about, but I know that's not for everyone. And so some of you are like, you're like that crazy guy in the woods that just talks to himself, and I mean, it is entertaining to watch, but you're not really saying anything. And I'm really good at not saying things. I can talk for hours and hours and hours just rambling on, not actually saying anything. I actually like the sound of my own voice, so me talking to my head works just fine. I was thinking about that might be a class that might be interesting, worth teaching people, is how do you, when no one's responding, or maybe you don't know if anybody's watching, or maybe no one is watching and you're streaming and you're a first-time streamer, or you're new to streaming, and you just know that this particular episode you're streaming to yourself, to the ether, and there's no one there and you're all alone and you're just talking quietly, and you don't know, like, you don't know what prompts. One thing that would be a good thing to tell you, how to just talk to yourself, how to enjoy hearing your own voice. I'll probably do something on that. We're going to get back as soon as I stop slacking at it, because I've been absolutely slacking. As soon as I stop slacking at it, or forget what day of the week it is. I always tend to forget that it's Tuesday. We're going to get back to talking more about farming and gardening and agriculture. We're going to watch some videos and save the world that way. I just have to put a timer and remember it's Tuesday, because every time I sit down and remember it's Tuesday, I get caught on Discord and we ended up chatting for hours and hours and hours, and then it's late, and then I look back and I'm like, oh, it was Tuesday, and that's the day I do shows. So yeah, so crazy. So let's go for our daily walk around the field. Go check out the field. Let's see if anything exciting is happening out that way. And we'll go the long way this way. We'll go this way around the house. We'll shake it up a bit. We don't normally get to shake that up a bit. So I will walk past the house, and then we will turn around. So still some snow. I heard that we might be getting some more snow this coming weekend, which will be really cool. Very excited about getting. I love snow, so the more the merrier. So you can see it's kind of windy. It's a gentle breeze. House looks really nice with Christmas lights. Yeah, that is interesting. Oh, Dwayne and Lee are here. We're gonna walk down this way and continue on. And it is it's kind of icy down this way. As we head down out to the field, a lot more snow out here. Yeah, mistletoe, that would actually be, those are something I should try to grow. I'm pretty sure mistletoe grows here in Appalachia. think I looked that up before. I might not have the elevation. I might need a little bit more elevation, but I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure I can get mistletoe to grow here. I think I've looked into it. And look at that. Look how crazy that is with the ice, with the way the snow. You can just really see how the pine trees change the microclimate. Now you've got the field over here, but then the way the pine trees, it keeps it just enough for the snow to stay, which is good because that means that this is good, wet, good quality soil that's going to be able to be used for some beneficial stuff. I'm trying to get... Yes. I will show you. We're going to walk over and I will show you. I have a holly bush here on the property. Something interesting about holly when we get over to it, I'll tell you guys about. You guys are, maybe some of you are unaware of some of the interesting things about holly. Grass is still really, you can also tell, like, I don't know if you guys see, but the grass is still very vivid. Oh, okay, can't do that. It's still very green underneath the snow. It really likes the extra moisture. Because as we get out here, it's not as green. It's still kind of lush, but not. And as we move out further and further from the field, throughout this, you'll notice that it's more and more yellow patchy. That's just because it's not getting the moisture and water that it could get. So, a lot of benefits of snow. I know a lot of people don't like snow, and they complain about this, that, the other. I really like snow. So another neighbor was throwing away a pool, so I have some more of their leftover metal poles from a pool. I have 2 of them. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with it yet, but you can't just have them throw them away. They're perfectly fine. They weren't wrecked or anything. There's got to be something I can use with them. I'm always finding ways to utilize the free stuff that people often choose to get rid of. Almost to the holly tree. I don't think I've counted the holly tree in my tree census yet, but I've only done like, I think 5 acres of my 33 so far in my tree census. So still have a lot more to go. So here we are at the holly tree. You guys can see it just kind of stands out, pops out right here. Easy to identify. One of the things with holly is you can see kind of the spiky, we got the spiky leaves. And the leathery feel, they kind of feel like, this time of year, they feel leathery, kind of like dried leaves, but they're not. But what's really interesting is as holly trees get bigger and bigger, and as they can't get browsed by the deer, they actually smoothen. They actually turn to be smooth, and they don't all have these crazy spikes to them. This is actually a defense against deer and other animals that will browse them. But once they get so tall, then they don't need to do that with the leaves anymore, and they turn into like more of like a big oblong, I can't say it's completely smooth, but a smoother leaf, rounder, smoother, oblong leaf. So some Glockish greenbrier here as well. That's what this is. Such a cool. so quiet right now, this time of year. So quiet. Ow. Found a pricker bush, and it decided to grab me and go with me on a walk. So probably put some more fruit trees right around this edge, but I do need to till this up and augment that soil better. So and we'll be doing major expansion to this garden area. Did really good this year. Grew a lot of cool stuff. I'm gonna do some big expansions of this and grow quite a bit more. I'm gonna really try to offset a lot of the feed this year. Enhance my berry bushes, maybe try to split some of those so I can have more and more berry bushes. And then we're gonna have mullein. That's what this is. We're gonna have mullein galore because there's tons of it growing all that way. I'm gonna come through here and trim out a lot of this because I want to have, got some other ideas of I want to do up here. Again, my goal, if all works well, I'm gonna try to get a couple, maybe 50 to 100 fruit trees added this year. So that should almost double, well, it should more than double my current fruit tree collection. So I'm mostly going to get apples. So yes, it does. It's always a good idea to have at least one rooster around. It doesn't have to stay around permanently. I suggest having a rooster around permanently because I just think it's just a net positive. But yes, having a rooster around will definitely pick up egg production. Yes, both of those are reasons. Now, I will say sometimes you can have a rooster that's just a little overzealous and he'll pull feathers from the back of the hen, or he'll ride her too hard. And maybe in that case, you don't give him, complete access to the hens all the time. But if you've got a chill rooster like a silky or something else, just having a rooster around will keep the hens happy. It'll also, the other thing a rooster will do, it'll also keep the hens, because sometimes the hens, if there's not a rooster around, one hen will become like the head hen and she'll be like a total bitch and she'll beat up the other hens. And so sometimes you just need that rooster around to keep that hen from picking on all the other hens. Because how that works is if you've got a rooster and you've got one hen that's just kind of extra annoying and that one hen or that one rooster is just kind of he'll make sure that weaker hen, because he wants to protect her as well. He wants to protect all of them because the more girls he has, the better he is. But he'll make sure that one big hen, the one main hen, isn't picking on her, and he'll make sure that all the hens get to eat. Because sometimes hens will stop other ones from eating. It kind of depends. Sometimes you got like a lot of chill hens and they're just all like friends and hanging out, or you have hens. So like that hen right there, she's mean. So, something lurking you might want to consider. I would suggest, if you can, if it's something possible, I would suggest getting maybe a pair of Muscovies. So, and the reason is because Muscovies, especially Muscovy males, the size of them is quite a bit bigger than most chickens. Usually not going to have to worry about hawks or anything getting the Muscovies, but Muscovies aren't afraid of hawks. And so if like a hawk lands in the yard and such, they will run over to it. And well, really, they've almost, like, some of my Muscovy guys have grabbed a hold of hawks and played tug of war with them. And so they've almost been able to kill them. And Muscovy male ducks, while they rarely mount chickens, occasionally they might. The other good thing that they have is they are brave, and they aren't really afraid of too many things. So they'll go after dogs. They'll go after a lot of things, and so they're just an all-around good. They're all around good, and they're not really that aggressive. You don't have to worry about them flogging you like you do sometimes with chickens and male roosters and other things. Muscovies are pretty good, and boy Muscovies don't fly well. Okay, they don't fly very well. They more like fall, like they jump off of things, and then they glide like a brick. Absolutely. The only thing that you need to do with ducks is you just need to make sure they have a little bit more water. So you need to like double the amount of water. The cool thing with ducks is you can also be super lazy if you want, and you can put all the food just in their water. You have to change it out every day, but ducks actually like to eat food in water. So you can just stick their food in the water. But yes, you can feed them the same thing. You feed the very same thing that you feed your chickens. The other nice thing about Muscovies is Muscovies will eat mice, small mice. They won't eat rats, but they'll eat mice. They'll eat toads and frogs, and I mean, really, they'll eat anything that they can put in their mouth. If it fits in a Muscovie's mouth, they'll eat it. They're also really good at eating snakes. So if you want to de-snake your yard, Muscovies are a good option as well. But I wouldn't get too many of them. I have a few too many Muscovies right now, which is fine. I'm not purposely going to breed anymore for a bit, maybe like 1 or 2, but I've got a lot of. Oh yeah, if the chickens can get it and break it up and kill it, that's cool. But Muscovies, they like pick them up and like body slam them, or pick them up and like throw them against the wall. And you'd think that ducks aren't dangerous, but man, if you had a big duck coming after you, it'd be scary, because they are crazy. Yeah, I can totally see that. That one hen that I was showing you, the really mean one, that is her. She's a very mean hen. She sees a rat or a mouse, she'll go over and she'll just be like, bam, peck into it. And sometimes you'll see blood squirt out, or sometimes it'll actually be stuck on her bill. She is she's definitely one of the meaner chickens. I got her from folks that used to fight chickens, and she was one of the hens that appeared. And so I think that's why she's got such the personality that she has, is that she's bred from fighting cocks. So, because you do, when you have fighting cocks, you need to make sure you have more, and boy chickens don't have eggs, so you have to raise a couple females to be able to raise those. So that's my guess on why she is so extra mean, is she comes from very mean genes. She was one of the rescues. They didn't want her, and so I'm just like, yeah, I'll take her. And she's a okay egg layer, like just an okay egg layer. But she mean. Her name is Mean Girl. That's what her name is. She didn't even get another name. But yeah, Muscovies, instead of regular ducks, these are quacky ducks. We got some Cayugas, Swedish, and Campbells there. I like Muscovies are a lot more. He's a pretty one. But you can see the Muscovies are pretty quiet as well. They kind of just hiss. Oh, he's on the mission for something. Right, Duck? Yeah. Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, that's most of my chickens. Um, most of my chickens, I don't really seem to eat the mushrooms. When we've had the when I've seen some of the different types of mushrooms that's growing around, uh, the ducks will eat them, but the chickens didn't seem to really peck at them or eat them or really do anything too much with them. So, so this is another reminder. I have to figure out some new plan of action to do here during mud season, because this mud, you can see where Sylvia's footprints were, but this mud, it's just um, the way this is all set up here is that a lot of mud set here. I've been planting a couple trees and trying to get them to set up. I've got a little water barrier here. The downfall, though, is this water barrier is a swell. It's on contour. And so what problem is that sometimes the water goes through the swell this way. It runs that way, of course, but it also slowly goes this way and keeps this part saturated. So I don't want to put gravel out here. I just want to figure out something else to do. I might end up breaking it, or I might end up doing something else. If you guys didn't see, sometimes it's hit and miss. If I can get a hold of the tree people, they'll dump them. But it's like every other year I get that it's not a constant stuff. I do need to get a chipper shredder and then just make my own mulch. But this is what I did this year is I put these, I went and got a bunch of rocks and I locked them in the ground here and then put some of that, the cinders down. And this is all the cinders. And it's actually done a good job down this path. So I think I might do that over there, since it's pretty easy for me to find a bunch of rocks sitting around. So it might be something I'm gonna focus on next year, is this time of year going up on the mountain while there's not biology everywhere, collecting a bunch of flat rocks and maybe from I'll do this lower path here and then maybe I'll terrace this there and then get the rest of the way in. So, because I did, because it was getting real bad by the front door. So a neighbor had torn up his deck, and so I collected all the wood that he used from tearing up his deck. We had a little bit of wood left over. I put something down, I put this in, and this did a pretty good job of right here by the front door, making it so we can actually go in and out, because this used to be absolutely horrible. There's a lot of feathers sitting right there. This used to be real bad. Downfall is yes, it is. You're looking at that and it does kind of look like it's doing a ghetto lean. It is, because I thought I had everything nice and level, and then over time, like everything happens here on the mountain, everything kind of sinks downhill a bit. So there's a little bit of a ghetto lean, and then that's the flower bed I put.
Can I give this to you now?
No, let's give it to her tomorrow. So put it on that stone right there. I mean, on that yeah, that happens that's the downfall. That's the downfall that happens all the time, is that the way the ground freezes. I mean, it freezes and goes up and down multiple times during just a winter season. Like, we've already had some uplift just from this year. But the cool thing about the uplift is, that's how I find a lot of cool rocks, is because as the ground goes up and down, the rocks stay warmer, and so they don't move as quickly. And so as the soil goes up and down around the rocks, it kind of pushes the rocks up. Yeah, I usually just get rid of, I usually just dig holes and get rid of the ground or put rocks in the place or just figure out something to do. I'm not a big fan of beating it down with sledges. I understand people that do it, the people that get the rollers. I've tried the rollers tricks before, but it seems like every time I get the roller trick, it just makes things a lot worse. By the way, guys, if you want to see, the ducks decided that they didn't want the ice over there, so they have been making the pond bigger and bigger. And then the little ponds. Okay, those are so fun. The dragons, I have them, love them. Totally worth it. Absolutely get them. They're a blast. You'll use them a lot more often than you think they do. Great ways to eradicate weeds. Weeds. Great thing on if it's really warm and you've got a gravel driveway. Great thing to do. Just burn the gravel driveway. Awesome. But yeah, so you can see these ponds are frozen. The ducks aren't as excited about getting in here and aren't as excited as breaking up that, but that big pond over there, they totally wanted to make sure that they got in. But yes, dude, the propane flamethrowers, get them. They're awesome. You'll end up using them for a lot more things than you think you will. Plus, they're just genuinely fun. I love them. So, okay, party people. I think I am going to head in. Thank you guys for Mock and Mark and Lurking and everybody else that is following me. If you like this kind of stuff, come over and hang out with us on Discord. They really don't. Come over and hang out with us on Discord at discord.gg/xfactorfirefly. And if you want to look for all my stuff, xfactorfirefly. And my goal is to try to do this every day. So I hope I will see some of you guys on here tomorrow. So you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. It's Doc. Till tomorrow. Adios.